Hello, hello, hello. I pray that everyone is well, and we are back here once again for our Thursday night Shemergence Motivational Affirmations. And like I said before, we have just started on this new platform with ASA TV, but we'll continue to be coming on here for you as we are reaching the world internationally. And every time we come on, it will be about motivational affirmations that you can take in your daily activities, kingdom walk, and even for those who are not, because these are practical, daily living principles and affirmations that we all need throughout the day, throughout the years, that we can pass on to the next generation. So, on today, I have a guest speaker with me. We have Pastor James and his wife, Jorette. They are all the way in Barbados. Yay! Over there in Barbados, in the island, the beautiful island that I've always wanted to go to as a little girl. And you know what? God just knew that He would have to help me have the right people to bring this about. So on today, they have a passion for marriage. They have a passion for family. And we're going to share just a little bit, just a tip of the iceberg as to what these two, this mighty, powerful couple, have to share with our community, with you, with your home, with your loved ones. So go ahead, and once you connect onto this live, go ahead and share the live. So blessings unto you on today. Pastor and Lady Joette, go ahead and let's talk about love attracts, because we know that we have a lot of things that talks about attraction, fatal attraction, different types of attraction, opposites attract. We could go on about attracting and attracting, but I do believe that you're about the kingdom mindset and not of the stereotype when it comes to attraction, because some attractions are very fatal. So, on today, let's talk about the aspect of love attracts before we go into the second part of that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Linda. Welcome all you listeners to this podcast. The Lord bless you richly. My wife and I, we are senior pastors of a ministry called Jesus' Movement, and that is in the beautiful island of Barbados. We have three beautiful children. We are desiring to see couples, relationships come to an understanding of the very purpose that God has called them to be, and therefore begin to live your best life. And I believe tonight is a beginning. So may Jesus visit you as we will discuss the things that I believe will be impactful to your relationship.
Yes, as my husband said, we are so glad to be on with Dr. Linda. Joseph, thank you for this opportunity. My husband forgot to say we have been married for 29 years, still on honeymoon. Thank you, Jesus.
Congrats,
And let me
congrats.
tell you, it takes work to still be on honeymoon after 29 years. So it hasn't all been rosy, but with Jesus, and as you water the garden, it flourishes as time goes. And so, Dr. Linda, as you said, we want to discuss love attracts, but purpose sustains. So let me just share with you all how this concept that the Lord gave us came about. I remember in our earlier stages of marriage, of course, when we first started to date one another, it was all about the way my husband looked. Okay, I was attracted to him. He was the perfect person I wanted. I always wanted a light-skinned man, not too much taller than I was. At the time, he had a ponytail, he had hair, he had a six-pack abs, a nice muscular body. And of course, he was attracted to me, and I was looking all great with all the lovely figures and everything in the right place. So, of course, when you first start dating with one another, the attraction is there. All right. So you're attracted to that person, and that is what causes you to eventually fall in love with them. Of course, their personality, you may have the same morals, etc. But after some time, and you get married now, and the years pass by, and the person starts playing on your nerves, right, honey? What happens is that love and that attraction when you wake up in the morning, you may not feel very much in love with that person. Okay, so the person will continually do the same things that you have asked them not to do over and over again. And you find yourself saying, okay, I don't really love you this morning, or I don't love you for the whole entire day. So what is it that's going to keep you? And then with the attraction, as you could see, 29 years ago, James had a full set of hair.
I'm still believing God. It will come back. It will come back.
A full set of hair with a nice ponytail, the six-pack abs. And now 29 years later, he does not have any hair. We have to cut it very short. He's gotten bald. And of course, me, I have 3 beautiful children. I'm not that wonderful figure that I was 29 years ago. Now, if that is why we got married only, and if that is why we feel like we're going to be kept being in love because of being consistently attracted, I was attracted to that 29 years ago, but he's not the same person. So what is it after things change? Things are not always going to be the same. You know, sometimes things are up and then things start to go down and everything changes. What is it that keeps us? And so I believe that is where, right, honey, that we came up with the concept of love attracts, but purpose sustains. There has to be something else that keeps you solid and keeps you still going when the person is no longer that same person 29 years ago, or the person keeps playing on your nerves, or you wake up one morning thinking, I really want you out of this bed. Okay, because I don't love you today. What is it that keeps you?
Yes. And so I know that there's humor to it, but there's a reality that most of us are facing right now in our relationships, is that we have hit a place where we are decision making, and there seems to be friction. And I would like to please share something with you that I believe will help. We believe that God gave us that revelation because love speaks through purpose. I want you to think about that. Love speaks through purpose. I think we have only been able to identify love via the things that we can get from one another and the ways we show that. But there's something also that is different that God has created for us, and that he desires for us to show our love through purpose. And that is why God so loved the world he gave. The very purpose of Jesus coming to the earth shows his love. And simply love, therefore, projects our purpose. And I want to leave, there are 5 things, but because of time, we will only deal with 3. How you express your love to your partner determines, 1, the quality of your relationship. We all do not only want to know that we are married, we want to know that we are happy. We want to know that we are fulfilled in our marriage. We want to know that we value one another and that our spouses are made priority. And this is one of the issues that we are finding when that vision is lost and we begin to pick up other visions and try to implement them separately from one another. Chaos begins to happen. That's right. Breakdown begins to happen because we have lost the purpose of the relationship. That's right. We want to respect and affirm each other in the bonds of our love. So the quality of your relationship is something that we want to be able to express. But 2, I want to talk about the character of your relationship. I know many of us see marriages especially as they grow in terms of years, they are characterized by division and instability. We desire that our love and our care for each other is an example unto others. And the last one I want to leave with you is that the way that we want to express our love through purpose is that the legacy of your relationship. We all do not desire to live for ourselves and just die by ourselves. We want our relationships to be remembered. as the beauty of a relationship.
Yeah.
And so, if I could leave maybe 7 ways of purpose that I believe will cause you to be impacted, 7 ways of purpose. And they are: purpose is what causes you to ask and continue to seek after and cry out and knock and run after. That is the purpose. That's purpose. That's what purpose does for us. We desire to find purpose. And that is why we call consistently on the one who gives us that purpose, none other than the Lord Jesus Christ.
Right.
I believe that we have strayed away from the simple truths that we find in him. Our purpose, our destiny as a relationship is wrapped up in him. And only in seeking him, only in finding him tonight, couples, are we going to truly embrace the reason. A lot of us are married, but we're married and living in a number of environments that are not healthy or conducive to our functions. And we have to admit it. Enough is enough. We need to stop it. I believe that God is coming again. He's bringing a revival in the earth. He is starting first in the church, but he's starting within the marriage relationship, the first institution that God created. Because out of that marriage relationship came all other relationships. I want you to notice that. It didn't start with a simple boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. It didn't start with a family relationship. It didn't start with friendship. It started with a marriage. So marriage is God's foundation for all other relationships. So therefore, if you see boyfriend and girlfriend not working today, if we see family relationships not working today, if we see other relationships not working, it is because the root, our marriages, have not been working. Our marriages have been failing. And I have good news for you today, is that Jesus, again, is resurrecting our relationships to place it onto that platform that it needs to be in order for the Lord to begin to show his strength, his might, his wonder, his image through your relationship. And so purpose is what I seek him for. Purpose is what wakes me up in the morning. It really causes me to find a sense of fulfillment. It is what causes me to jump up and say, I'm ready to take the day. Can you imagine if 2 people have a concept of, I am not just simply waking up to routine.
That's right.
But I understand that I'm an agent of change. Everything about me is an agent of change. And therefore, we together, we institute change. And therefore, our purpose is to reflect God and see the changes that take place in our environment. If we had a mindset of that, there's nothing that would be able to stop that couple from growing and maturing and experiencing God's divine favor in every aspect of our being, because the 2 are no longer 2, they're 1.
That's right.
And this is purpose that God is developing in us.
Let me say this, those that are listening, I find that with marriages and couples, they're so stuck in the routines of life. So your marriage becomes, okay, I wake up, I have to get the children ready for school. We have to get all the lunches ready and prepared. We're rushing on our way to work. Both the husband and wife are gone to work now with the children, dropping off school, and everything is geared around this routine. All we do is try to get the perfect family, the 2 children, the careers, the right house and the right car. And so we have this picture of marriage, what marriage should be like. But marriage is not just surrounded only about those particular things. It's more than just the car. It's more than the children. It's more than just the routines of life. It's more than what this world system has caused us to see marriage is supposed to be. There's more to it than just that. And if we get stuck in those routines, what happens is that the marriage, to me, gets boring. It gets stale. You start arguing. You start fighting. You start seeing the flaws in one another because there is not that greater purpose. There's not a greater vision. There's not an understanding of where is our family going? What is the purpose of God for us together? And there must be, because routine, after a little while, all you do is fight. I mean, myself and my husband in the earlier years, we recognized that we were so stuck in the routines of life and this whole thing about how marriage should look, and we found that we were seeing one another, and we were getting angry, and we were fighting a lot, and seeing each other's flaws because there was not a purpose that we were doing together. And every time we leave that purpose out, for example, the Lord showed us that we had part of our purpose of glorifying Jesus, that the gift and grace that he put on our lives was for marriages. And every time we go away from part of that purpose that God has given us, we start arguing. We start playing on each other's nerves. We start seeing the flaws because we have left out what God has graced us with. So my encouragement, even as my husband was speaking, is that those on the line tonight, if you are in that position, and a lot of marriages are, because we have counseled a lot of people, a lot of them are unhappy, they're bored, they're married, but as if they're living single because they don't have time for one another. They see the greater picture. They don't see what God has for them to do together. And you have to come to that place where you seek the Lord for the purpose of God, why he put you together, more than just raising the children, more than just working, more than just bringing the work at home, more than just doing the children's schoolwork. Because if you just stay in that and don't see what God has for you together, you will argue, and the marriage will become no more.
All right. Thank you so much for what I've heard both of you brought. You brought to us experience and wisdom by through guidance also, because a lot of times as leaders and ministers, you're not only experiencing your own finding yourself in your relationship, but at the same time you are counseling others, giving guidance from a different perspective, right? So you said you've been married for 29 years. I've been married for 30 years. So this past January made 30 years, and we have 6 children, two granddaughters right now, right, in our marriage. So I got married young. I was 18 years old when I got married. I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew it all, because from a little girl growing up, then that's the reason why I keep writing these different journeys of my life. The most recent book that I just released, that is called Shemergence, the Shift, basically talks about the life that I thought I was going to expect once I get married. Every little girl is expecting a prince that's going to come in and bring her in. Every little girl who has ever gone through hardship, thinking, you know what, I've been living this Cinderella story, but there must be a prince. See, but the fairy tale only talks about the connection. That's always a fairy tale. That's always a lovey-dovey. Today, a lot of people is not even getting married because of the other person, but it's just the dress. The woman said, they don't say, I said yes to him. It's, I said yes to the dress. I said yes to the ring. And I've seen it over and over where men come and they propose to women. And guess what? It's not even about him on his knees right now. She is first looking to see the size of the rock if she's going to say yes, because of the people that's around. So it's so hyped up and commercialized. And how big is
Right.
the ring? Oh, my ring wasn't as big as so and so. I've been married for 30 years. I never got an engagement ring. We had an understanding. That was
Right.
our bond. You understand? He was not the romantic. And I came into my marriage expecting, because I'm a romantic, so I want you to be like me. And I had to learn the other way. His love language is by working, taking care of us, and if he's there, he thinks that's enough. And still today we're learning each other's love language and understanding love languages. But everything that you just said, basically finding the purpose is key. But what I learned is, whether you're married or not, people go through a life existing. You're trying to be something that you see portrayed by somebody else. You see
Right.
somebody's picture on Facebook and you're giving your husband or wife a hard time. Why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we like that? But remember, sometimes this is just a little glimpse, and that person's probably fighting. They probably broke up right after that post. So, what we need to know is marriage is like partnership, right? So both people have to work. Somebody's got to do the promos, the commercials. Someone's got to go to the meetings, but you both have to come together and understand the reason behind this union. Yes, we are
Right.
God fearing, okay? Yes, we are God fearing, but he's still a man and she's still a woman that has needs, affections that need to be taken care of. And I find in the church we spend a lot of time telling people you could pray through that without teaching them how to
Right.
come together and understand one another. All right. Understand why he or she is reacting the way they're acting. Because a lot of people come into about two people in marriage, both broken, coming into a marriage, expecting the next person to repair them or have all the answers. You understand me? So I believe strongly that couples should date each other, understand each other, even before kids are involved. Because once children come in, your life is now mom, dad. Most times they don't have time to date each other. I'm going to give my life as an example. Me and my husband literally never dated until 17 years into the marriage because right away I got pregnant. I had kids. He was always a leader in church. So we was always running to church from work. There was no time for us. And instead of us growing towards each other, we grew apart from each other. And most
Right.
of the time, you said you found it at an early age. It was about at my 17th year that I realized, wait a minute, there's got to be more than this. And what I say by that is, we spend a lot of time existing, doing the regular, go to work, put food on the table, we're doing this, but then never really see each other, understand each other. Yes, we know as mom and dad, we're going to be mother and dad to take care of our kids because, especially Christian men, they make it a point that they're the only ones, usually today, most people that are in the home today are Christian men that are really in the home trying to make an effort because God put them as Adam and they understand that. But yet, look at our churches. 95% of our churches are all women. The men are still not in the church. So there's a lot of work that we still need to do, but yet the women are married. We have a lot of women in leadership today. Where's the husband? All right. So it's also a competition between couples. So there's a lot that's going there. What attracted you and purpose is what's going to keep you. All right. I was attracted to this, but now I need more. You understand?
Right.
And we need to understand, define the purpose. Why are we together? What are our goals? What do we want for our children? The husband shouldn't have a thought and a wife had another. They're always going to clash until the two can sit down together and says, here's what we want for our relationship to be. Work on each other. Express, because I deal with a lot of people, and including myself personally, who kept a lot of things in because I didn't share it because of shame, embarrassment. And as a result, I might have moments where I'm not speaking because I probably had something that triggered me, but you have no idea what is going on. So the guy takes it personal or the woman takes it personal. I feel like the biggest key that we could have in relationship today is communication. The same way we say that prayer is our communication to God, then couples need to come together. Let's take COVID for example. When husband and wife finally had to be with each other in the house, how many divorces happened during 2020 to
Right.
2021? Because now you have to be at home with this person all the time. You're seeing all of your pet peeves or you're saying everything on the real. This person is in your face, but there's two strangers that came in together but never got to know each other. And so the part of the attraction is key. You must attract, but purpose. I love that. You must find a purpose. Everything we do, we should have a purpose-driven life, right? So we talk about it from a married couple point of view, but we have a lot of young people. I even have a son right now who's planning to get married. Remember, you cannot tell young people anything. They think they know it all. I already, yeah, 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 yeah. I got it. I know it. You understand me? They think it's all about I look good with her. You know, she mimics me. We make each other look good, not realizing it takes a lot. There's gonna be times when one isn't working, the other, there's a lot that's gonna happen for me, a lot happened in that 30 years. And in that 30 years, I could have been divorced 3 times, but for the grace of God. So faith definitely is one of the things to keep us. So what can you say in this area? Because we have a lot of young people. We're talking about those who are married, but we have a lot of young people who are
Yeah.
going into marriage with the wrong concept of what
Right.
they need to bring to the table.
Yes. I'll let my husband answer that. But what is key as well, doctor, is James and I love to get couples that are in relationship that are dating first. We take them through a 8-week course for them to have a great understanding what is marriage, why you're getting married, the purpose for what you're going into, the whole understanding of communication, sex, intimacy, finances. We take them through the whole 8-week section. That is important that they get that foundation where we expose not only the wedding day, but 5 years. And so we make sure that they understand that there is the wedding day. Yes, it's great and it's lovely, but there is five down the line. And so we make sure to counsel those that are dating to have a great understanding. We also share with them that they have to understand that there is a purpose in another, but there is more to that. You can't be going to the moon and she's going deep sea diving. So it's two different places, two different take that leap.
Very good. Yes, excellent. I would like to speak to some couples
All right. We seemed to was getting a lag while you were speaking, so I know I want everybody to be aware that you're in Barbados and the storm
here.
is over
What the
there.
Lord has dealt
You
with us concerning.
go ahead. We're getting a lagging.
We have what we have. Some lagging. What we have developed is called an executive appointment. And I would like this solution may be given tonight before you leave. An executive appointment. Those couples, there are times that their wounds and their hurt, both of you forgive one another. You come into the presence of each other before Jesus, you forgive one another. You genuinely forgive one another because you share with each other your heart's desire in terms of why the Lord has brought you together.
All right. We seem to have a lag and a delay as far as
And to may
communication.
not have had the ideal uh, relationship in the beginning, have a relationship that will cause you to experience God's faithfulness to you. So God
All right. We
can
seem to
visit
be
you
having a
now.
lag.
Not one. Ask God to forgive each other, and then two, ask the Lord to show you your purpose.
All right. All right. I'm not sure if you heard me because the phone was lagging. There were parts of your conversations that were being cut off, but I want everyone to know that on July 6th, Pastor James and Jorette will be coming back and you'll be able to speak to them again and listen to what they have to say at that time. So, what I would like for you to do right now is to let them know where they can find you. And first of all, let's talk about this upcoming conference that will be coming up next month.
Yes, it is called Intensify Awaken the Destinies. So the first night, July 14th, is a Friday night. Is for all those that are in relationships, dating, couples, married. We will be dealing with a purpose-driven relationship that night. We will be talking real talk, getting into the depth and of an understanding of what it looks like to be married. What's the purpose of a purpose-driven relationship? That will be Friday, July 14th. And then Saturday night, we'll have the Intensify Awaken the Destinies. That will be a upper room experience of worship, impartation, impact. That's for all of Florida. Everyone is welcome. It will be held at the Margate Event Center on both July 14th and 15th at 7:30 p.m. That's the Margate Event Center. I have the flyer with the, yes, with the, you have it there? All right. It is 6101 Northwest 31st Street, Margate, Florida, 33063. That is this July 14th, Friday night at 7:30, and July 15th at 7:30 as well. And you can register. It's a free conference. And you can find us on intensifymove@gmail.com. You can email us. And we can give you further information and give you the flyers to be able to register for free.
Very well. I do thank both of you on today for opening some light onto how love attracts and purpose sustain. And I believe we can spend a lot of time on this topic. We can go into different segments on this topic because everyone, this is necessary. And I believe that we need this in the communities. So they're coming from Barbados and coming here to South Florida, where I am located. So I'm right here in South Florida for all my viewers that are here in South Florida and my friends who in Africa and everywhere else who always say you have events, you have them all the time, but I never have the opportunity. Well, if you are in the area, you need to be here during that time so you can be able to participate. I will be sharing the flyer on this platform and all the other platforms that I'm a part of and every WhatsApp group. I will be sending it. So there's no way you're going to say you didn't see it at some point. It will be on my Instagram. It will be on my Facebook as the date is coming. And I do believe it's an exciting moment. I will be there. Yes, you better be there because I will be there. I will be in the house because I believe in marriage. I believe in the individual. Okay, we need to find ourselves. We need to emerge. So this is a great time for couples. Even if you think you got it all together or you're not sure, it's a perfect place for you to be. So, Pastor and Lady Jadot, we do thank you so much, Lady Jarette and your husband, to come on this platform today to share just a little bit of your experiences to the world. And we thank you once again. And I can't wait to see you guys once again on July 6th, where they'll be back. They will be back. And if you have your questions, do have them ready and send them to us. If there's something, a question that you would like to ask them, go ahead and get that together and they will be ready to answer. So once again, I thank you. You've been watching Shemergence Motivational Affirmation. So the word today is love. What does love do? Love attracts, but purpose sustains. Say that with me. Love attracts, but purpose sustains. I didn't hear you. Love attracts, but purpose sustains. Carry that with you all through the week. Play it over like a disc in your head and look at your life and see where you're lacking. Do an inventory, please. Do a love inventory. Do your attraction and make a list. And let's figure out these things for you. Once again, the key word, the motivation affirmation is love attracts and purpose sustained. Thank you so much for watching, and until next week, thank you once again. Bye bye.